This is Sakhalin Island, which you probably have never heard of. It's a remote landmass in the Russian Far East, north of Japan. And if you never heard of the island, you never heard of its $25 billion megaproject. This tiny island plays a huge role in global energy, and right now it's home to one of Russia's biggest energy bets. And its most important player is lunskoye-a, a 152-meter tall offshore fortress designed to handle freezing -45°C temperatures and crushing ice sheets while delivering billions of cubic meters of gas. With Europe turning away from Russian gas, Russia is banking on lunskoye-a to power hungry markets in China, Japan, and South Korea. Can this Arctic fortress really secure Russia's future in energy, or is it an expensive gamble? Russia's Sakhalin 1 and Sakhalin 2 are two of the country's largest energy projects, operating in the freezing waters off Sakhalin Island. These offshore developments have played a major role in Russia's oil and gas industry for decades. Both projects are built in extreme Arctic conditions, facing harsh winters, powerful storms, and shifting ice. Despite these challenges, they have remained key players in global energy markets, supplying oil and liquefied natural gas (LNG) to countries across Asia. Sakhalin 1 started producing oil in the early 2000s. It was initially developed by Exxon, which brought in advanced drilling technology to extract oil and gas from some of the most difficult conditions on Earth. The project used extended reach drilling, allowing it to tap into deep reserves without needing multiple offshore platforms. Some of the world's longest wells were drilled here, reaching up to 15 kilometers underground. However, after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, ExxonMobil pulled out in 2022 and the project was taken over by a Russian-controlled company. Despite this transition, oil production has continued, though at a slower pace. By 2023, output had stabilized at around 150,000 barrels per day, down from earlier peaks. Sakhalin 2, on the other hand, has focused more on liquefied natural gas (LNG). It began development in the 1990s and is now one of Russia's most important LNG export hubs. The project includes offshore platforms, pipelines, and an LNG plant that cools natural gas to -165°C, making it easier to transport. The facility can produce 11.5 million tons of LNG per year, most of which is shipped to Japan, South Korea, and China. In 2022, major Western stakeholders, including Shell, exited the project due to sanctions. The production timeline has been extended to 2033, ensuring that Sakhalin 2 remains a critical part of Russia's energy exports for years to come. Both projects have faced rising costs over time. Sakhalin 1, originally estimated at $10 to $12 billion, has now exceeded $20 billion due to infrastructure demands and geopolitical disruptions. Sakhalin 2 was expected to cost $9 to $11 billion, but has reached $25 billion as of 2024. Building and maintaining offshore platforms in the Arctic is expensive, especially when factoring in supply chain issues, ice-resistant structures, and complex LNG transportation systems. After decades of developing Sakhalin 1 and Sakhalin 2, Russia needed a project that could push its offshore energy production even further. That's where lunskoye-a comes in. Located 15 kilometers offshore in the Lunskoye-a field, this platform was built to operate in some of the most extreme Arctic conditions on the planet. Lunskoye-a is Russia's first gravity-based offshore gas platform, designed to stay in place without needing anchors or mooring systems, relying only on its massive weight. 103,000 metric tons, about 113,300 tons. Standing 152 meters tall, which is around 104 meters above the water and 48 meters underwater. These structures are typically made of reinforced concrete and steel, allowing them to withstand extreme weather, shifting ice, and high ocean currents. The submerged base helps distribute weight and absorb the impact of ice sheets, storms, and seismic activity, making lunskoye-a one of the most durable offshore gas platforms in the world. To keep lunskoye-a safe from the ice, it has special features. The sides of the platform are sloped at 45 to 55 degrees to break the ice. There are also steel ice belts around the platform to protect it. The platform can handle 52.5 million cubic meters of gas and 6,800 tons of liquids. It controls over 20 wells to collect natural gas and condensate from the Lunskoye-a field, which has huge reserves of 17 trillion cubic feet of natural gas and 400 million barrels of condensate. But lunskoye-a is not just a machine. It's like a floating city. Over 100 workers are living on the platform, working tough 12-hour shifts for 6 weeks. The winters last 9 months, with temperatures dropping to negative 45 degrees Celsius, negative 49 degrees Fahrenheit, and huge ice sheets up to 2 meters thick move very fast, putting a lot of pressure on the platform. Getting to lunskoye-a is not easy. The workers need to take a 2-hour helicopter ride from Yuzhno-Sakhalinsk to get there. Also, bringing supplies to the platform is tricky. In the summer, special ice-class ships deliver goods, but in the winter, icebreakers have to cut through the thick ice to reach the platform. This impressive structure was built specifically for large-scale gas production in the remote waters off Sakhalin, making it a key player in Russia's LNG ambitions. And it's deep under the freezing Arctic waters, where lunskoye-a does what it was built to do, some of the most advanced drilling in the world. It uses extended reach drilling, ERD technology, allowing its wells to stretch horizontally up to 9 kilometers to tap into widely dispersed gas reservoirs. The wells are drilled vertically between 2,000 and 3,000 meters below the seabed, a process that requires precision and specialized equipment. One of the biggest challenges in Arctic gas extraction is the formation of gas hydrates, ice-like crystals that can block pipelines. To prevent this, monoethylene glycol, MEG, is injected into the gas stream. The MEG is later recycled at the onshore processing facility, OPF, reducing costs and minimizing environmental impact. The extracted gas is then transported through 12-kilometer-long, 28-inch diameter subsea pipelines made from corrosion-resistant steel and coated with concrete to withstand ice and strong ocean currents. These pipelines are buried 1.5 to 2 meters under the seabed to protect against iceberg damage. Once on land, the gas reaches the Prigorodinoye LNG plant, where it is liquefied at minus 165 degrees Celsius using Shell's double-mixed refrigerant DMR process. From there, specially designed membrane and spherical tank LNG carriers transport it to buyers across Japan, China, and South Korea, ensuring year-round supply with assistance from icebreaker ships during winter months. lunskoye-a is an impressive structure, but it's only one part of Russia's energy strategy. The Sakhalin II LNG plant, located in Prigorodinoye on southern Sakhalin Island, is just as impressive. This facility is Russia's first ever LNG plant and remains a key player in global liquefied natural gas exports. The plant is strategically positioned in Aniva Bay, an ice-free harbour 15 kilometers east of Korsakov, allowing for year-round LNG exports. Its capacity has steadily grown since its launch, originally designed for 9.6 million tonnes per year across 2 processing trains, but later optimized to 11.5 million tonnes per year to meet increasing demand. Gas processed here comes directly from the Lunskoye-a field via the lunskoye-a platform. The plant uses Shell's double-mixed refrigerant DMR process, which is specially adapted for Sakhalin's cold climate and seasonal temperature fluctuations. The infrastructure of Sakhalin II LNG plant is built for efficiency and resilience. It features 2 massive LNG storage tanks, each with a 100,000 cubic meter capacity. An 805-meter jetty allows for simultaneous loading using 4 dedicated arms for LNG transfer to specialized carriers. The plant is also powered by 5 on-site gas turbines, generating 129 megawatts of electricity to support operations. In terms of exports, the plant primarily supplies Japan 60%, South Korea 25%, and China 15%. Recent years have brought significant changes. In 2022, Shell exited the project, leading to Gazprom acquiring a 77.5% stake. Despite its success, the Sakhalin II LNG plant faces notable challenges. US sanctions have restricted access to key technology and financing, complicating expansion plans. Logistical challenges also persist, as exports rely on ice-class LNG carriers and the Northern Sea Route, competing with Qatar and US LNG shipments. From an economic perspective, the plant has contributed over $30 billion to Russia's economy since 2009, producing 104 million tons of LNG by 2023. However, geopolitical uncertainty looms large, as Japan, the largest buyer of Sakhalin II LNG, faces pressure to phase out Russian energy imports under G7 sanctions, with long-term contracts expiring between 2026 and 2030. Indeed, while these projects are technically impressive, they face a growing number of challenges. Geopolitical tensions and economic sanctions are reshaping the energy landscape. Will Russia be able to sustain the geopolitical tensions and economic sanctions, or will these megaprojects struggle and become frost-covered, rusted infrastructures on the Arctic landscape? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the world's most extreme megaprojects, hit like, share and subscribe for MegaBuilds stories.